Alright guys, so today I'm doing a character analysis on Diedara, and this is going to be the first part. I'm going to be talking about Diedara's before he fought Sasuke and before Edo. Now, if you really want to, you can scale him somewhere to a not trying Gaara. Of course, Diedara wasn't trying to kill Gaara either, they both weren't trying, but he was still relative. Especially because he literally states that this was an audience worthy of his art, meaning that he thought that he had to actually try against Gaara. Like I said, he wasn't trying, but still. Gaara was actually still able to get Diedara off guard though. But just like any other shinobi, Diedara shows his battle IQ. See, Diedara is able to see things and think of ways to counter them after seeing them. So even though he was caught off guard, he was able to make a counter plan to it. We later on see that Gaara was not trying because of the fact that he was protecting the village, but Sasori himself says that he wasn't trying because he needed to keep Gaara alive in order to extract the Jinchuriki. I mean the tailed beast. We later see that he's relative to both a raged Naruto, which is a mental amp for Naruto, and Kakashi, due to him being a range user. Of course, he was still able to get off guard due to the Ocular Jutsu that Kakashi used, but then again, this is a jutsu that nobody saw, so it still didn't really show relativity. It just showed how smart that Kakashi was. And that's just the tip of what he was able to do. You see, even before all of that, Diedara has been shown to like, art that happens only temporarily. He uses his art as an explosion in order to show how temporary art is, and that was his whole reasoning for his jutsus. And I find him very interesting. I feel like people underrate him. He's one of the top Akatsuki members. I saw somebody say that Hidan was stronger than Diedara. Like, I don't understand that part. He was able to beat Gaara by himself without trying. So, I doubt that Hidan would be able to beat him. Kakazu, I can't really see Kakazu beating him. But, I mean, you can make that argument. And if you scale him off Sasori almost beat Sakura and Chiyo without trying, so though he is lower than Sasori, I can't see him being that much lower. Anyways, have a nice day guys, and wait for my part 2. Alright guys, so this is part 2 to my Diedara analysis video. And now I'm going to be talking about the Sasuke fight and Edo Diedara. So after his fake C0 explosion, in which he nearly killed almost all of the people there, if it wasn't for Kakashi, he gained a new partner, in which it was Toby. And now, he shows a very complicated relationship with Toby. Sometimes he dislikes Toby, other times he actually showed consideration for him, which is shown by this right here. He most definitely did care for Toby, but he never really showed it at all. Later on, he goes to try and fight Sasuke due to his hatred for Itachi, and they show to be somewhat relative, with Diedara having to get out his Sea Dragon, and Sasuke having to use Curse Mark II in order to actually fight. And we learn about Diedara's hatred for him, which is that they don't know true art. They think that they're all so cool and that they have everything, but they always end up judging him in his judgment of art. Due to him feeling that Sasuke was not taking him seriously at all, he chooses to use his final move, which was C0, where he explodes himself, even showing consideration for Toby, because the blast radius would kill Toby too, with his final words being, "Art is an explosion." Edo Diedara actually didn't do that much, since he very much could use like C0 multiple times without worrying about death and having almost infinite chakra, but he didn't really do much in the story except get sealed and uses clay for you know, Kabuto's using. So let's get into his personality. He is very arrogant, which is shown throughout the whole show, and he hates being judged. His feelings towards Toby is that he very much dislikes the way he acts, but at sometimes he does show consideration for him as a partnership. He also has a huge hatred for Uchiha after Itachi put him in a genjutsu, and Sasuke showed that he didn't really care or fear Deidara. And Deidara has been shown a lot of times to think that temporary art is better than art that is lasting. Anyways, that's my Diedara analysis video, and I hope y'all liked it. Have a nice day, guys.